So David Dobson has been the County Economic Development Director. Are you
Manager?
Manager, and I'm sorry. Has done a delightful job in the almost a year now. David, would you share, please?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do this really quick because there's lots to cover. I was asked to talk about just a couple of features, but I can't do that because it's really a comprehensive approach that we need to take to economic development. And economic development, economics, does not recognize geographic boundaries. It does not recognize the boundaries of government agencies. It does not recognize county boundaries for doggone sure. So what would make a difference in the county? Well, number one, you need to have a plan. That plan needs to be a plan that really involves the community in that process. It has to involve the business community. It has to involve the people who are going to spend money. The stakeholders really, really have to be part of that. It has to have sound data, and it has to have comprehensive data, because we have a lot of pieces of data, but we don't have a lot of really overarching data about our economic development region. It has to have metrics upon which to measure the successes within the community. And it has to have a long-term commitment. We can't have short-term commitments to these things. And why is this important? It's important because today we're in the internet age. And guess what? Each of these communities that are here, each of these jurisdictions are getting looked at, and they don't even know it. Because the information that you have on your internet site tells a lot about you. And those recruiters that are out there and those businesses that are out there as end users are pretty sophisticated these days. They know they're going to look to see if you have a plan in place. If you don't, that means something, and it's not good. What actions have you taken to implement that plan? Really important to these guys because it talks about what's your commitment to that plan. The status and the stature of your economic development efforts. Is this something that's out front? Is this something you're committed to? Is this something that you have buried someplace? That's important to these guys who are looking at your community. And they're looking, and in a lot of cases, you don't even know they've looked. You don't even know what you've lost. So how do we go about really addressing this? Well, the first element that really comes to part in my mind is business retention and expansion. It's about building on your strengths. It's about building on your existing businesses. The fact is that 75 to 80% of growth across the country in any community is going to come from your existing businesses. It's not going to come from attraction. It's not going to come from chasing smokestacks in other places. So it's a net sum game too. It's about what are your net gains in employment. And it's really about combining business retention and expansion along with attraction and balancing those so that you have net new jobs at the end of the year, at the end of the game, to show growth in your community. Because if you're losing them as fast as you're creating them, there's no benefit to that. It's a more cost-effective approach to do business retention and expansion. You're at home. You're going out to meet your businesses. You're helping enhance those businesses. You're meeting them on their turf. You're building a network of resources that can come in behind you and meet the needs of those businesses. And in many cases, it's not a lot that they're asking for. Recently, I met with a business association, and those businesses, the only thing they wanted were striping for parking on the streets. That doesn't cost very much, but I don't think they have it yet. It builds a network of businesses. It builds a bunch of cheerleaders, very frankly, because when businesses come to town, they know I'm a hired gun. They know the other communities have hired guns. They want to talk to the businesses that they're going to be part of that cluster. They want to know that the community is stable in relationship to businesses. They want to know that it's a good place to be. They want to know that they're valued in that community. And then it improves the image of local government, very frankly, because you're going out and you're telling those businesses that you think they're important in the community, that they have value in the community. You're listening to their needs and you're being responsive to those needs to help them grow, to help them create jobs, to create a broader line of products that they can offer within that community. And it's an excellent tool for planning, helping businesses plan to move on, to increase their business, to make things better, to hire more people, to provide business sites. The second part of the equation after business retention is about product. And when I mean product, I mean places where you can put people. If people are going to expand, if businesses are going to expand, if we're going to attract other businesses, we have to have some place to put them. And we're not very good. Just take a look at an aerial map and see the configuration of land in your community, what it's being used for. We're underutilizing our property here, and we're not doing anything to enhance the environment by doing that. The last part of the equation in my mind is talent. It's about labor force. It's about capitalizing on the people you have here, their education, the businesses they're working for, the experience they have, and the commute they have every day. And then taking that information and targeting it very, very carefully, very narrowly, lasering, and going out and attracting businesses. What if we could attract 5 more Plantronics to this area? Wow, what a difference that would make. And what if we attracted 10? That much more. It's about taking these steps. It's about planning. It's about the implementation. It's about putting resources to those things that are necessary. And redevelopment was a great tool to do that. They're going to have to replace in California if we're going to be successful, and we're going to compete with states like Texas, where I've worked and I know they've got some big guns, really big guns. To put this into play for you, and I'm not complaining, I got a pink slip last Monday, okay, as did my assistant. We have 2 people working in economic development in the county. I've been there since October, and I think the assistant's been there since January. And very frankly, see me now, you won't see me later. Somebody's got to do this stuff. Somebody's got to be working at it every day. And frankly, we need to put more resources to our future, to look forward, to look at what we can do and how we're going to live and how our kids are going to live in this community in the future. Thank you.